All right, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Brakatha Yahweh, Brakatha Yahweh Shai, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, double honors to the apostles, great millstone, honors and salutations to sincere Akim, laboring in this truth of the hope for elect. And this is going to be a, quick hit through the spirit, or however long the spirit, of course, allows it to go. The title, do you still think the Israelites are crazy? Or do you still think the Hebrew Israelites are crazy? World War III. And I'm going to touch on how, we in wartime, because, and then believe it or not, it's still people, with everything happening, there's still people that don't understand. There's still people that got the false hope of, everything is going to go back to normal, or that don't mean nothing. Here it is, all these things that are happening, like, and more so Jake. I mean, you got Edomites that are bugged the hell out too, but Jake is going, man. I see how the day of the Lord is going to come as a thief in the night, because Jake don't believe that these things could happen, even though they're happening, And I remember a time, all like, me first coming in, and I'm sure when the apostles on down to all you brothers coming in, you heard the same thing. Oh man, y'all crazy. Y'all Israelites is crazy, I know y'all heard these things, man. Remember in, what was that, 93, 94, I was locked up, and I was, spirit, I was just coming into the truth, just learning. I was a babe, but I was, I was pretty much in there just teaching, teaching or whatever. And I remember the CO tried to clown me, because I told him that the Lord is coming back with so-called UFOs to fight the United States Army. That's why they set up a Star Wars program. Man, he sat there. He was, man, this motherfucker was making all kind of fun of me. I'm in the cell. He had the other inmates say, yeah, this motherfucker talking about something. Then he came up. He said, man, what the fuck you talking? That's some movie shit and blah, blah, blah. I looked in his eye. I mean, I mentioned this before, the story before. I looked in his eyes. The spirit showed me that he was, that the dude was high. I looked at him and shit. The spirit, I didn't even know you could curse people out. The spirit had me curse them out. I said, man, you know what? You don't see it, man, because you got a piece of this white man. I said, you got a crumb of this white man's pie. So your eyes are blinded. You love something like that. I just thought it was a spirit, because I didn't even know you could talk to people like that, But he was clowning me. So now, and all throughout, when I came out, joined the camp, got with the apostles, the brothers, it just got worse. More people, because back then we were speaking about martial law and everything, which now obviously this is the time that we're in. We're in these times, but you still have people, that come to the camp and ridicule, oh, y'all conspiracy theorists. They'll leave messages on the phone, right? They were, man, you had so many people scoffing us on our jobs, and then hell, I mean, going into the year 2000, after that came, oh my God, people were really scoffing us. See, that ain't gonna happen. Bop, 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 bop. And bam, 9/11. Bam, government shutdowns and different crashes and everything. Things been happening. Now, at this particular point, October 1st, 2025, do you still think the Hebrew Israelites are crazy? And in particular, I'm going to say GMS, all right? Because we uphold the doctrine and testimony of Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which we learned from our elders, the apostles, and they learned from their elders, going back to One West. Okay, so now do you still think we're crazy? Because we've been telling you, a lot of people said that we bugged out, they fought up against us. I don't even know if he's still making videos. Bakwash, I'll just say Bakwash for now. He did a video mocking us with a potato chip on his hand or whatever, talking about, I got the chip. Well, do you still think that we're crazy, right? Do you still think that we're crazy? Do you think it's a joke now? Huh? Because, things are happening, man. Things are happening. Matter of fact, hold on one second. Let me get that in Habakkuk. We started off with Habakkuk. Habakkuk chapter 2 and 1. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 1. I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower and will watch to see what he will say unto me and what I shall answer when I am reproved. And see, And the Apostle Gabar mentions this about the visionary. The prophets are the visionaries. They're the ones who have the vision of the Lord. So all the things that we've been saying is from the Lord. But y'all think it's crazy because you never heard it of course you ain't gonna hear it in your church. All right, your churches is bought and paid for, all right, by the damn devil, by the government, this government. There's a video, man, I wish I could pull it up, man, with this nigga preacher. I never see this nigga, oh my God, should have boot looking had an emoji, it'd be a picture of this nigga, man. This nigga was, man, he was topping Trump off, you might as well say. Pardon, I don't want to get crazy with it, but just to give you an example, I couldn't believe how much this nigga was kissing his ass. Oh, we're so thankful for God for you. We're so thankful for God for your first lady and for to be right here in your presence. But I'm sitting there like this fucking, like, goddamn, right? Like, you fucking simple, but that's our people. The churches is all under Satan's authority. They have the 501c3 chart. That's why they can't speak out against, that's why they got to accept all these different wicked programs, the nasty people program agenda, right? The hipping of people, right? They had to do that, the jump shot and all. They had to get with it because why? They don't got the truth. So you clowns that came out of these churches and whatever other school of thoughts that you came from, right? You think it was far-fetched for us to be, when we say World War III, there's going to be a nuclear destruction. We tell you that the angels are in the UFOs, which are the chariots of the Lord. Y'all sat there and mocked, all right? But the script, matter of fact, hold up. I got to get 2 Peter, all right? And again, you still think we crazy? And some will probably say, yeah, because why? Ignorance is bliss. A lot of these people like to just be fucking stupid, straight up. This is 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 1. The second epistle, beloved, I now write unto you, and both which I stir up your pure minds by way of remembrance. All right, beloved, it's not talking about everybody, it's talking about the elect of our people, the elect Israelites, man. All right, and to stir up your pure minds by what? Bringing out these scriptures by way of remembrance. Remembering what? Remembering the word, the prophecies. See, that you may be mindful of the words which were spoken before by the holy prophets. And none of those prophets was no Edomites or no crackers and none of that. Those were Israelites, all right, so-called black men of color, all right? They were Israelites. All the prophets always was, the apostles, disciples, the people of the Most High. It said, and of the commandment of us, the apostles of the Lord and Savior. It said, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust. You see, and you see nothing but all kind of scoffers, man. Right? See all kind of scoffers out there, man. You see? So now because they made tons of videos. You still got a bunch of nuts, right? Because a lot of people don't like the fact, that the Spirit of the Lord is on us, and we, which it tells you in 2 Corinthians, right, the 10th chapter, they don't like the fact that their bullshit doctrines that they learned in these churches are being dismantled and being smashed by the Israelites. All right, so now you got people sitting here talking about, the Israelites are this, they're that. Don't listen to them, that, pop, they Pharisees, they this, that, and the third. That's because they mad, but at the end of the day, is not everything that we've been telling you, is it not coming to pass? And do you really still think that we're really crazy? We don't know what we're talking about? If anything, we're the only ones that know what they're talking about. Everybody just sitting there just swinging at nothing, all right? But anyway, this is 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. And we tell you, we're not a carnal group. It said, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. So that's what we're doing. When we bring out the true understanding about the Lord, his name, what he looked like, his mission, who he came for, only his people, not these other. We're sitting up here pulling down all them strongholds that have been cast upon the people. Those are spells cast on these people. All these people, like when they laugh at us and stuff. There's been plenty of people just laughed at us when we sat there and told them the Lord is coming back. We're going to see it in this day and age. You have white people laugh, like when we tell them that they're going into slavery. You see? But look what's happening, man. The prophecies are coming to pass. And America is circling the drain. Even though they're planning a great reset, but it's going to be the Most High's reset. You see? The Most High he created, again. So let me go to Proverbs real quick. Proverbs 16. and 4. So the Lord hath made all things for himself. Yea, even the wicked. The wicked is a so-called white man. We've been telling you that. All right? Look at what they're doing. You see, they're sitting there choking niggas out, hanging. You got a picture, it's been a lot of lynchings. And you got it to the point where the parents, I think the mother of this one, Jake, I got the video somewhere. She took a picture where you see where they put the rope around his neck. You see him choking out Jakes and everything, right? So this man is the wicked. He was created to be the damn wicked. But it said, the Lord hath made all things for himself, yea, even the wicked for the day of evil. Are we not in the day of evil? You don't think this is the evil time? We're in the middle of a government shutdown, which it is spiritual, because like I said, men's going for the Lord. The Spirit had us have our day of atonement the same exact day as the shutdown. And I'm going to keep saying it. They're going to keep coming out with, and you know, the apostles say it. We all say it. Because we know, I know that this thing is coming to pass, man. I know this is the work of the Lord. And you see them, they're taking away more of your so-called rights, and they're making more legislations to further enslave you. They're aiming towards everybody, okay? Whoever's against their agenda, no matter if you're American citizen, you don't have no freedom of speech, they're going to sit there and say, nope, that's this, or H crime, or this, or that, and the third. So, again, you still think that the Israelites are crazy? That's a question. You got to see, and if you real with yourself, I'll give it to a few people. You know, there's a few people that said, man, I don't really mess with them Israelite brothers, but I gotta admit, man, the things that they said have been coming to pass, right? GMS in particular too, and they to the spirit with it to the point. The spirit got it to the point where they know the difference. Because why? Who else been really teaching about the MOTB? What group of Israelites, man? All right, and if there's anybody outside of GMS, they're not. They might, if they do teach it, they rarely, I'm trying to say, you know, they real quiet with it. The only one that's really known for teaching it is Great Millstone. Not to say that there's not other men out there that do, but we can't, because we're supposed to warn you about that. That's one of the great last prophecies to come to pass. That's a big prophecy, because that's what all this thing, everything that's happening now, with the way that this government is scrambling and everything, is leading up into what? It's leading up into them initiating, and there's so much information, man. Videos keep coming out of they're chipping so many people. The old video, Sweden, I think it is, or Switzerland, I mix them up, but they're chipping all them people. They got all these new different, more and more chips. Like this is what their plan is, that, you know, to chip the people. And seeing they're doing it through creating this war, creating this image of things are so bad and whatever. Now they suspended they shut down the government. They're changing these laws, you see. So it says, verse 5, everyone that is proud in heart is an abomination to the Lord. And that's these devils. You see that clown Pete Hagel trying to do pull-ups, but he sit there talking shit about everybody. But you fools signed up for that job. You fools signed up to serve this. Who told you that this was really a country, or this place was about patriotism? It never was. So you dummies deserve what you get. And then the book of Isaiah, the 19th chapter, speaks about that cruel king, cruel Lord. Matter of fact, and you know, these are prophecies and scriptures that we're going to keep bringing out, because we're in that time, okay? Let's just go straight to the point right here. The whole chapter, of course, is, you know, is good. Matter of fact, you know what? I'm gonna start the first verse. It says, the burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, which that swift cloud we've been telling you is the chariots, the so-called UFOs. Those are the angels. And the Lord is coming with the biggest cloud, or the biggest chariot, the biggest spaceship, the biggest so-called UFO. And he's coming back, and he's going to fuck these devils up. And she'll come into Egypt. All right, Egypt, America is the modern day Egypt. And the idols of Egypt shall be moved at his presence, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. When you see your military surrounded by these chariots, even right now, they showing videos of the different dynamics of the chariots of them trying to shoot missiles at it and they can't hit them. Basically, they splitting the missiles in half and all kind of stuff, man. But the Lord, verse 2, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. What's happening right now? The government shutdown shows that, man. And depending on how long it goes, how worse it's going to get. And it's going to get worse either way, but how quick it's going to get, should I say, the speed of it, right? And it says, and they shall fight everyone against his brother. And that's what's happening right now. You see? You got, like I said, I've never seen so many Edomites against each other. I've never seen so much so-called white-on-white crime, right? You got everybody going to get, you got class issues. You got all kind of things happening right now. So that's the Lord. He said, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. And the spirit of Egypt shall fell in the midst thereof, meaning America. And I will destroy the counsel thereof. And they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and to the wizards. Because why? They all, at the end of the day, that's why there's a big, nasty, dirty pedophilia ring that all these senators and the people that are in power are attached to. Because why? That's what America's all about. That's they're into all that witchcraft and homosexuality and pedophilia and all that nasty. That's what it's all about. That's what the big secret is with these devils. And they feel like they get demonic powers from partaking in that. So now the Most High is going to destroy them where they're not going to. Before, America couldn't miss. Everything they did was a hit. They made everybody bow down to them. Nah, not no more. Things have changed, man. Right? It said, the Egyptians will I give over into the hand of a cruel Lord. The Americans, he will give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, which is Donald Trump. And Esau is mad at Trump. Not even so much the policy. They know that he's running. This is their last stand. This is the end of the Roman Empire that was revitalized, right? So they know that this is the end of their kingdom, and they know that it doesn't get like it's not going to the glory days, and they see Trump as running it right straight into the ground, right? And he's doing it through his pride, and he's drunk with pride, and the people that are with him. But yeah, you goddamn right. The Most High said he's gonna give Egyptians over into a hand of a cruel Lord. That's why he's sitting up there. He sat there and called a private meeting. I forgot how many millions it cost. And look at all this money they're spending, but yet they're supposed to be, because why? They know that it's time, it's kill time. He even said it. He said, look, he said we're going to go into these areas and look at it as training ground for the war. So what war are they talking about, man? See? And the shit that comes out of his mouth, right? I wait to see if he can top the craziest shit. It's 2 N-words. Neither one of them should be said. Nuclear, I call it the N-word. So Trump like to play around, throw his little shots too, because he's Nero. That's some shit that Nero Trump would do, or Nero Caesar would do, right? But it says, I will give over into the hand of a cruel Lord, and a fierce king shall rule over them. Yeah, and he's sitting there. Look, they actually superimposed crowns on Trump's head. He's talking like he's the king of the world, like he's the world king or something, right? Saith the Lord of hosts. But now, I'll stop it there. Let's see, 2 Corinthians, at that point, I'll read 2 Corinthians 3 not 2 Corinthians, pardon me, 2 Peter 3 and 3. It says, knowing this first, that there shall come in the last, excuse me, the last days scoffers walking after their own lusts. And so that, all that is, when you hear these people question us or sit there and, oh, you guys are false prophets and this, that, and the third. But how are you going to call somebody a false prophet when the things that they're saying are actually happening? So that goes to show you how scrambled. And again, like I said, it's because a lot of them, haven't been taught these things in their schools, synagogues, mosques, and they don't like the fact that this truth really crushes their false ideology, that they don't like to believe that they, been growing up taught a lie all they life. That's why even Hebrew Israelites haven't fully woken up. You still calling on the name of Jesus, right? When that's not the Lord's name. But it's because why? It's ingrained in your mind that Jesus. Like you got niggas that think that name is like a superpower or something. Like if you say that name, You know what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers that sit there and shrivel up and disappear or something, man. You got dudes that call themselves Israelites, because if you were a Hebrew Israelite, you would have been denounced that name, man. I was happy because that something about that name just never sound right, and you know why? Because it's not his name. Okay, that's not the name. When the Lord was on the earth, they were not walking around, hey, Jesus, 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 Jesus. They wasn't. That's this new shit that you learned from the devil. Okay, so you Hebrew Israelites, again, shame on you Hebrew Israelites that use that name. God in Christ. No, you ain't got the truth, man. All right? But now, this was an article that came out too, right? It said France orders hospitals to prepare for war by 2026. And mind you, I believe one of the South African ambassadors just got killed in France too. Yesterday or today. Yeah, yesterday I think that was. See, so now why would they, if it's not going to be a world war, right? And the scriptures tell you that the sound of a war is in the land, right? Jeremiah 50 and 51 tell you that, the time that we're in, but people they're not paying attention. It said France has instructed its hospitals to prepare for the possibility of a large-scale military conflict by March 2026. See, and now these devils, because showing you, for them to sit there and say this shows that the elites have an agenda. They have things, like, okay, they said it by 2030, it should be no more cell phones. But, I won't be surprised if they start mandating the chip over this winter going into the spring. We're going to see. But remember when they had the last shutdown, 2018 to 19, right? Which I think, was it 6 months or something? I forgot how long it was. I forget. But then right after that came what? The COV. Then it came with the mandatory jump shots. You see? Well, I see it playing the same way with the CHIP. We're going to see. But that's how I see it, and for them to sit there and tell their hospitals and everything to get ready, you got all type of military personnel that making warning videos to their loved ones, look, stay away from large crowds, and this is something big is about. Yeah, so, and there's always rumors of wars, no doubt. But eventually, a rumor is not a rumor, or it could be a rumor, but doesn't make it not true, Rumor means just loud talk, right? So, yeah, and as it gets closer, the rumors are going to get even louder and louder and louder. And now you see them. Why would they put the hospitals, tell them to get ready for a major military conflict in March 2026, signaling a major shift in the national defense and health care planning? According to directives issued by the Ministry of Defense to regional health agencies, hospitals must be capable of handling between 10,000 and 50,000 casualties over a period of 10 to 180 days, with potential peaks of up to 250 patients per day. So they know that, and it's many different conflicts. One is the wars, them killing people, but they kill more people with the with diseases, with the plagues, okay, and then the starvation. You see, so all these things are happening simultaneously, man. This thing ain't gonna. We're not gonna be here for decades and decades. Going, 2040, 2050. No. And the only reason why I'm saying it, because the Lord said, when you see these things happen, lift up your head, because your salvation draweth nigh, right? You can tell by the signs, in other words, all right? So, anyway, I'm going to just end it right there. There's more to read into this. It's so much stuff coming out, and through the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Shai, we're going to continue to keep prophesying until the Lord say no more. All right? And now we're getting closer to, close to everything, the rubber meeting the road, so to speak, as far as things actually happening. But again, one thing, if you don't acknowledge it yet, and that's what the Lord told Ezekiel. Well, matter of fact, hold on, I'll end it with Ezekiel. All right? But we don't just say we're the prophets just for the sake of saying a type. No. First of all, to be a prophet is not the most desirous desirous job, so to speak, right? But In other words, it's a lot that comes with being a prophet, a servant of the Most High. A lot of temptation, a lot of hell, a lot of tribulation, a lot of losses, a lot of, it's a lot of, so you got to, we say we're the prophets because the Most High made us the prophet. He gave us his word. All right. So that's why we out here prophesying what the Lord said. Ezekiel chapter 2, look at this, the heading, the prophet's call. All right. Ezekiel 2:1. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Spirit entered into me when he spake unto me and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. And he said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Israel. See, not the whole world. To a rebellious nation. That's these niggas you see today. All right, that have rebelled against me. And that's why the Lord is allowing these things to happen. All right, these judgments that come upon our people. They're getting slain and abused by the damn devil, these cops and everything. And other manners of death and judgment coming upon them because they rebelled against their creator. He said, they and their fathers have transgressed against me even unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them, and thou shalt say unto them, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house. So that's why y'all sat there, when we coming out there telling you that this is what the Bible says about what's about to happen, the Lord is coming back. You got to gather yourself into this truth and learn and seek the Lord. While we tell you these things, the Most High is going to destroy the so-called white man. The white man is the devil, the Bible. When we say these things, you rebel against it, man. So the Lord said, already knew that. He said, whether they will hear, because the elect is going to hear. If you sincere, right? If you are Ezekiel 9:4 type brother, you're going to hear. If you sick and tired of all of the wickedness and abominations and stuff that's going on in this world, you're going to hear. You're going to be ready to hear. The Lord said, though, and whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there have been a prophet among them. Because why? The words that the prophets were speaking are coming to pass. And we've been telling you that we've been telling you that your government didn't give a damn about you. We told you there was going to be a civil war. We told you that we broke down the whole thing of the laws that they got there. They're going to view you as an enemy combatant, that they're not going to have mercy. We brought out Ezekiel 9:4, little kids dying. We brought all constantly, So again, you still think the Israelites are crazy. But anyway, we are going further into the destruction of this devil, which is a beautiful thing, and the Lord is going to return. He's going to be crowned victorious and glorious, and he's going to redeem his elect while he's destroying the other nations. That's according to the prophecy in the Bible. So with that, I'm going to say, Kal Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakak Wadash, and Shalom to sincere Akim. Shalom.